Okay, let's just dive right into this explainer. Today, we're going to peel back the layers of what is arguably one of the most famous opening lines in all of English poetry. And the coolest part? We're going to uncover a surprisingly modern message hidden in there, a message all about mindfulness, mental health, and the profound, literal healing power of the natural world. We've got to start right at the surface level with this absolutely legendary expert from John Keats. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases, it will never pass into nothingness. Just let that sink in for a second. It sets this incredibly emotional and timeless baseline for everything we're going to explore. Keats is making a bold, uncompromising claim here. He's saying that true beauty is completely permanent, and its value doesn't just stay the same, it literally grows over time. Now, you might be wondering, why on earth do these words still matter to us today? Like, how can a 19th century poem act as a relevant lifeline for our crazy, frantic modern lives? I mean, it's really easy to just dismiss old poetry as, pretty words on a page. But as you'll see in a minute, Keats was actually tapping into something fundamental about human psychology and, honestly, basic human survival. Here is the real kicker. Keats doesn't just treat beauty as some visual aesthetic. It's not just a pretty painting you look at for 5 seconds and then walk away from. He defines this beauty as a bower quiet for us and a sleep, full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. Now, if you don't know, a bower is basically a pleasant, shady sanctuary under the trees. So he is explicitly framing beauty as a safe, quiet space that actively guarantees us sweet dreams, genuine physical health, and literally quiet breathing. Keats totally gets it. He acknowledges that very real mental gloom we all deal with. The anxiety that things will just pass into nothingness, that heavy pall, and what he calls our human dark spirits. But he immediately counters all of that darkness with these healing, positive antidotes found right in nature's beauty: the bower quiet, the sweet dreams, and the health. He's not ignoring our pain. He's offering a highly specific, totally accessible cure for it. And this isn't just some abstract theory either. Keats builds this into an active daily practice. He writes, "Therefore on every morrow are we weaving a flowery band to bind us to the earth." Every morrow just means every single morning. So Keats is suggesting that every morning, by actively seeking out and appreciating beauty, we're effectively weaving this flowery band of nature to ground ourselves. We're intentionally tethering ourselves to the earth so we don't get swept away by our own anxieties and dark spirits. So what exactly are these beautiful anchors? Well, Keats gives us a literal checklist of earthly remedies. And what's super fascinating here is how he seamlessly connects the massive, grand cosmic bodies like the sun and the moon, all the way down to majestic trees, both old and young. He scales it down even further to the bright daffodils in the green world, to the clear rills, which are just small streams providing a cooling covert from the heat. And he goes all the way down to the microscopic, delicate sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms. I love this because it shows that beauty is completely scalable. It's way up high in the sky, and it's right there at your feet. But he doesn't just stop at the dirt and the trees. He elevates all of these natural elements into a really profound spiritual metaphor. He writes, "An endless fountain of immortal drink, pouring unto us from the heaven's brink." He's describing nature's beauty not just as a quick distraction for a bad day, but as an endless fountain of immortal drink pouring directly from heaven to heal us. It's an infinite, limitless resource designed specifically to nourish the human soul. All right, let's pivot for a second. Who exactly was the mind behind these incredible insights? John Keats was born in 1795, and he led a short but remarkably impactful life. What's actually mind-blowing is that he spent his youth training to be a surgeon. But then, in his early adulthood, he made this massive life pivot and decided to devote himself completely to poetry, right up until his tragically early death in 1821. Keats' secret sauce is perfectly captured in this idea. His power to sway and delight the readers lies primarily in his gift for perceiving the world and living his moods and aspirations in terms of language. Knowing he was a trained surgeon reveals something magnificent about what we just discussed. His emphasis on health and quiet breathing wasn't just a random, pretty poetic flourish. It was deeply medical. It perfectly complements his immense gift for perceiving the world through language. Actually, think about it. He literally understood the biological necessity of calm, regular breathing to combat stress way back then. Okay, drum roll please, because this brings us to the massive revelation of this explainer. Those ultra-famous lines we started with, "A thing of beauty is a joy forever." Yeah, They're actually just an excerpt. They form the opening to a much larger, sprawling romantic epic titled Endymion, a poetic romance. Keats didn't just write a quick proverb about nature, he constructed an entire epic adventure around this exact philosophy. So, who is this Endymion guy? Well, the entire poem is rooted in an ancient Greek legend concerning Endymion, who was a beautiful young shepherd and a fellow poet living on Mount Latmos. Keats takes this mythological figure and basically turns him into the ultimate seeker. Endymion becomes the active embodiment of everything we've talked about today. He is the person actively trying to find that flowery band to bind himself to the earth. And this kicks off an absolutely epic journey. The enchanted youth has a breathtaking vision of Cynthia, the moon goddess, and it completely captivates him. Driven by this pure beauty, he resolves to actively seek her out. He wanders far away through mystical forests, and get this, he even travels all the way down under the sea. His physical journey proves that finding that immortal drink requires us to look absolutely everywhere, from the deep forests to the literal ocean floor. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with something to really chew on. We've seen how Keats prescribed the sun, the moon, and the delicate musk rose to cure our gloom. But considering Keats' timeless wisdom, what is your personal shape of beauty that moves the pall from your dark spirits? What specific thing of beauty serves as your personal, daily antidote to the anxieties and stresses of this modern world? Figure out what that is. Weave your flowery band tomorrow morning, and whatever you do, never let it go.